I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow. Single women keeping women single. What your friends do, ladies, is they take your emotional bandwidth that should be for you and your healing, you and your progression, and what they do is they weigh you down with like an albatross around your neck. They drain you. They see your possibility and they realize one thing. They don't have the desire to do any better. See, it's not as though they can't have what you're on the way to get. They're just too lazy to do the work. This is the mess they do to manipulate you to stay stuck with them. And modern women are blind to the manipulations of their friends because you assume these people are actually your friend. They're not your friend. They're not your friend. They're not your friend.
It's so hard. Can we skip to the good part?
It doesn't really work that way.
What do you mean? I did the thing with the hand.
Yeah, no, that's not actually real.
Remember, friends, she will celebrate, go on girls' trips, enjoy the divorce, call you an abuser, play the victim, and life will be good until the good life comes to collect. The bills will pile up, the expenses, the children will be uncomfortable with their new life, and her pursuit of happiness will turn into a bitter path. Then she will realize everything you did for her and your family, the burden you carried without complaint, and all the time and effort you put in so she could live comfortably without headaches, because it's not always greener on the other side.
When single mothers divorce their husbands, many find themselves grappling with feelings of regret as they navigate the aftermath of their decision. While divorce might have seemed like the best solution at the time, whether due to unhappiness, infidelity, or incompatibility.
How old are you?
62.
What does it feel like to be 62?
To be honest, today I was thinking I was the luckiest girl in the world. Enjoying the sunshine, out in the park, having almost finished a whole bunch of projects that I've been working on for a long time. Just a very lucky girl.
What is a big mistake or big regret that you've made, that you have, that has helped you learn a valuable lesson in life?
I can't answer that question, to be honest. Don't go out with married men.
Don't go out with married men?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you?
No.
No.
No and no.
What is the biggest lesson you learned from it, at least?
There's just another road to take.
That's not fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
Remember that a woman destroys what she built with her own hands. After she sees another woman with the same man she left, whom she called an abuser and claimed gave her several traumas, living a great life, traveling, and doing things as a couple, she becomes filled with jealousy because she wanted that. But it's not because of you. It's because her life didn't get better once you were gone, and now you are happy. A woman doesn't want to see her ex-partner happy once she leaves him. But the ironic thing is, if a man was an abuser and the bad one according to her, why does his life get better with another woman while it always went wrong with her? Could it be that the abusive one was her? What do you all think?
I am the one, the way your son knows.
The reality of single parenthood can quickly become overwhelming. Initially, there might be a sense of relief from the tension or struggles that led to the separation. But this can soon be followed by a cascade of emotions like loneliness, sadness, and guilt. Raising children alone, without the partnership and support that once existed, can feel isolating, and the burden of responsibility often falls heavily on the mother.
I'm crying because my son is leaving. He's going to see his dad. And
Financial difficulties are a significant factor contributing to regret. Many single mothers find themselves struggling to make ends meet after divorce, particularly if they were financially dependent on their husbands, or if the division of assets was less favorable than expected.
Next time you go on a date, you have to ask the guy this question. So I have a theory that if a man has a really strong reaction to this question, it's a sign that he doesn't like things that he can't control, which can be a red flag because if he's a control freak and likes to control every single thing and doesn't like things that are unpredictable or can be a little bit of like So the question is really simple, but it has a meaning, I promise. You're going to ask him how he feels about cats. And you don't even have to tell him like that you have a cat or anything. Just be like, oh, are you more of a dog person or a cat person? Like, how do you feel about cats? Now, if he has like a pretty neutral stance and he's like, oh, I mean, cats are okay. Or obviously if he's like, oh my gosh, I love cats, I have a cat, whatever, he passed the test. But if a guy has a really strong, like, disgusting reaction towards cats, and he's like, oh my God, cats are crazy, like I can't stand them, they're mean, you know, like we've all talked to somebody who has like a really strong negative reaction about cats for whatever reason. And I swear this means that those people or like that person doesn't like things that are unpredictable and that they can't control. Because dogs are pretty easy to train, but cats are a whole other story.
The added pressure of covering housing, utilities, childcare, and all other expenses can create significant stress, especially when income is limited or if there's a lack of financial support from the ex-spouse. Beyond the financial strain, there's the emotional toll of being the sole caregiver for the children.
How is it that I look like this today, yet no man wants me to be his girlfriend?
Is this a serious question? Because women just went from saying they rather pick a bear over a man. So why the hell would men approach you or even look in your direction? But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatorial, so the good men of the world gave up. And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen, but now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested. And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media. They don't know if they're going to be accused of doing something they didn't do. They don't know if they're going to be used for dates. They don't know if they're going to be manipulated and then called a narcissist. And in this particular video, she's also asking why didn't they approach her because she looks the way that she looks. But the bottom line is most women are basic. There's nothing special to them. We all look the freaking same. So yeah, you actually have to come with more than just your looks. You actually need a personality nowadays too. Okay, bye.
Single mothers often feel the weight of this responsibility, and the strain can lead to feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt. If the children are struggling with the divorce themselves, experiencing emotional distress, or difficulty adjusting, mothers may feel guilty, wondering if they made the right decision. They may question whether the benefits of leaving their spouse outweigh the emotional challenges their children face.
I think my least favorite question to be asked by a man is, how are you still single? I get that some men are saying it as a compliment, but most men are saying it with the implication of like, what's the hidden baggage? Actually, I did once have a man ask me literally verbatim what the baggage I was hiding was. And I wish that they did really want to know. Because if they wanted to know, I could tell them that a relationship with a man is not the prize. Commitment in general is not the prize. And I don't say that to mean all men are trash or a relationship isn't something that I want. Instead, I say that to mean I spent the entirety of my 20s in relationships with men that significantly decreased my quality of life. In fact, your choice in partner is probably the single most important choice you can make. It affects your health, both mental and physical, because those UTIs, girl, they're telling you to run. It affects your money, your productivity, just your happiness. And that is the prize for me. Happiness, joy, enjoyment. I want to enjoy my life. And that means a partner that makes it joyful and makes it easy. Easier than it is right now. If you're not making my life easier or happier, if it is harder to communicate or make plans with you than it is a girlfriend, for example, if you are making me feel at all stressed or unsure or confused, if you are not making me feel like the most beautiful human to walk the earth, why would I want that? That's not a prize, it's a liability. Because the price of the bag is going up. And I worked really hard to get here. So yeah, that's what I would say if they really did want to know. I don't really think that they want to know, so I just feed them some line like, I'm really picky. or I'm really selective, which I am, but that's not what I mean.
The loss of companionship is another aspect that often causes regret. Marriage, even when strained, often provides a sense of emotional support and shared responsibility. After divorce, many mothers realize just how much of that support system was tied to their spouse, and without it, they may feel overwhelmed by the emotional labor required to keep everything together.
Hey, peace. What's up? All right, I divorced my husband. Why did I divorce my husband? I divorced my husband because I was making a certain amount of money. I divorced my husband because I thought I didn't need him anymore. I divorced my husband because I had this senior position at work and thought I held the same position at home. I divorced my husband because I thought I was better than him because I had my degree now. I divorced my husband because I thought a successful marriage meant I was here and he was down here. That is not success. That's fucking sickness. I found myself divorced and out there looking for love in all the wrong places. Fucking this one and that one and that one and that one and this one and that one. And my body count going up and my value going down. I'm just going to call it like a TI is. All the while, my husband done found somebody else building a relationship and building a life with them.
The absence of a partner to share life's challenges can be profoundly difficult. In some cases, the decision to divorce might have been made in the heat of an argument or after a period of emotional turmoil, and once the dust settles, the realities of single life set in.
Pile of other reasons, meaning tell me you're toxic without telling me. Okay. But to also come online so proudly and so boldly as to think that you're not part of the problem while simultaneously proving that you are unable to maintain a healthy relationship, even as a coach, make that make sense. This is a perfect example of women that have zero self-awareness and are actually super selfish, because how do you come on the internet and basically admit to ruining two men's lives and you don't think you're part of the problem? And that's just two people that she married. So what about all of the men in between in her dating experiences? And what is she teaching women as a coach? I love how all of these professionals come online and think that they're like God's gift because they are coaches. But the reality is that they're taking their own personal experience and projecting that onto other people, especially women. And this is the number one reason why so many single women keep women single. And how diabolical and delulu do you have to be to come online and basically say that you ruined two men's lives and you don't think there's anything wrong with that? The same way that if women are on dating apps and a man says, oh, I've been married and divorced 2 or 3 times, you're going to immediately call him, a narcissist or toxic or delulu or all of the things. But women can come online and say whatever the hell they want, and it's perfectly normal and it's natural for her to just divorce people because she's bored and not feeling it. Let me guess, I'm sure that all men are toxic and all men are narcissists and she's not the problem at all. Okay, bye.
Some mothers might also miss the idea of family cohesion, even if the marriage itself was not healthy. This combination of financial, emotional, and social challenges can lead to feelings of regret as they reflect on the decision to divorce. Ultimately, while many women eventually adjust to their new circumstances and find new paths to happiness,
I'm a single mom. Of course I'm gonna get asked how many baby daddies I have. I'm a single mom. Of course I'm gonna get asked, how do I have a newborn if I'm a single mom? I'm a single mom. Of course people are going to assume that I get child support from all 10 baby daddies. I'm a single mom. Of course people assume my mom takes care of my kids 24/7. I'm a single mom. Of course my kid follows me to the bathroom. I'm a single mom. Of course I never have time for myself. I'm a single mom. Of course all the sleepless nights are on me. I'm a single mom. Of course I'm mom and dad 24/7. I'm a single mom. Of course people ask me, why do I keep having kids? I'm a single mom. Of course I get mental breakdowns at least once a day. I'm a single mom. Of course I get criticized for being a single mom. I'm a single mom. Of course, at the end of the day, I'm proud of myself for doing it all by myself.
The regret in the early stages of single motherhood is often rooted in the difficulty of navigating an unexpected, life-changing transition. And that wraps up today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.